fellow members of parliament, the church and the clan of Otikokin. Let me start by bringing condolences on behalf of the government of Uganda. The Right Honorable Prime Minister asked me to bring deepest condolence. The whole cabinet is in shock. The ministers are in shock. And this debate and the discussion in various directions is taking place on really what was the motive of the killer. It is unfortunate, incomprehensible, that when a matter of this magnitude occurs, sometimes emotions and theories are developed. But like someone said here, we all have, as government officials, as ministers, we all have bodyguards. I have been with my bodyguards about maybe 7 years. From Ministry of Lands, where I was, I had the same bodyguards. I went to the Ministry of Kampala, capital city. I had similar guards. I came to the Ministry of Gender, and I have similar guards. Maybe the difference between me and Kano is that my guards are police and his guards are soldiers. The same money paid to my guards and the guards of all of us, from the Vice President to ourselves, they earn allowances based on their rank. And for Kano, the same. For UPDF, when you come, you are paid according to your rank, not the salary, because there has been confusion. When they second guards to us, the ministers, they are paid from where they are from. The police pays the salary of all the police people that guards me. The UPDF pays the salary for all the UPDF officers who guards, in this case, Colonel Charles, retired, Engola. It is only allowances that when you travel, when a minister travels for a function outside the city and you are sleeping there, you are given an allowance for accommodation and meals. That's the only responsibility allowance that is given based on your rank. Either 55,000 according to the drivers, or 90,000, or 120 or 140. So it is, for me, incomprehensible that somebody who has been with Kano for slightly, maybe a month or less, could have traveled to so many places and claimed that they have not been paid the allowance, because we have now confirmed that his salary had been paid, just like all the soldiers had been paid. So issue of allowance is now, if that was the issue, but if that was the issue, we all have guards in the Ministry of Gender. We all have guards. If their emoluments delay, all of them delays. I have not been shot by my guard. I have guards that are in a Lidika, about 5 of them, plus the one that guards in my principal camp. And I've been with them for over 7 years. Kano had been with the soldiers before this one came in the Ministry of Gender for a long time. Others, why wouldn't those other ones shoot him? The ones that came with him from Ministry of Defense, the one battling his life now in Mulago, Ronald Otim, has been with the Colonel from Ministry of Defense, came to Ministry of Gender, is the one in charge of all his guards. And if there is any issue of delayed payment or anything, there are about 5 or so that has been with the Colonel from the time he came to the Ministry of Gender. And they have been there for over 2 years. So if it was an issue of money and he was not paid, it means the other 5 had also not been paid. Why is it that they did not shoot Colonel? That's why for me, as a person whose work as a government official, when a matter like this occurs, my work is to ask questions and find answer. And that is why the day it happened, we were all here with all the investigating officers, and I want to thank them. They cordoned off the place. They have picked all, because in the investigation there are what we call forensic, and then there is those that you will be witness statement. I can assure you that the expert combed all these places and got all the forensic. The car, which we saw here, had almost, I don't know, maybe 11 bullets. Now in law, that's where we start asking questions. Was it premeditated or not? If it's not premeditated, maybe you will shoot 1 or 2 bullets. But you start by shooting someone else who is the chief bodyguard, Lieutenant or Team Ronald. Then he lies down, you cross and shoot the boss. So there, that is where we need, and he was still looking for the other one, the Senyong. So the shooting of 2 people, and actually by the time I think he left, he had thought even Otim had died. Because after that, the number, the shattering of Otim, which I've seen in hospital, it's the medical report that we have seen from the Ministry of Gender. My technical team has been there. They took him first for operation immediately. They rescued him, stabilized him, they took him back. And at the moment, there's another bullet dislodged in the intestine. That one they cannot remove as of now for Otim. So someone to shoot one person more than 7 bullets, you go to another person more than, you need to now, the investigators will dig deeper into what was really the cause for you to think you end the life of these 2, then you want to look for the 3rd one, then you move around with all those shouting and all that and go and end your own life. That really, investigation is ongoing, and police are doing the work. That's why even up to now, the body has not yet been handed over. Even to us, the National Organizing Committee that is supposed to organize the burial, that's why we couldn't bury and schedule any burial for Saturday or Sunday this weekend. Because with the investigation, police and the investigators will have to do a little bit more scenario building and do postmortem and try to piece together all the facts and all the evidence, so that the day we are praying, the doctors and maybe a preliminary statement can be made, because the family needs answer. The constituency that elected him overwhelmingly needs answer. The government that he works for and with needs answer. And the nation needs answer. So that it is a lesson to us if there is need to reform, because now so many people are bringing scenarios that the Reverend was talking about. Should you first test people before they come? Should you take them to a psychiatric hospital? Should you do this? So we want to really know, was this an isolated case of someone who had an issue, or is it something that can be generalized? So I am certain that by the end of the week, we would have got some preliminary maybe answers, but that also the body would have been handed over. But right now, all the arrangements are ongoing. Tomorrow, we are sitting under the chair of the Right Honorable Prime Minister to conclude on and concretize on all the other aspects of burial arrangement. And I want to really thank the family for keeping together in this trying circumstance. Sometimes, if a matter like this happens and you get a family that is not understanding, they can start building their own theories. But I'm glad that the clan leader, the widow, and all the people have been together and said, no, let's wait for investigation. Let's not build our own theory. And I think that is what needs to be done. And the president has issued already his statement and talked to the family. And I want to thank everybody here and say that this type of death really is unfortunate, because for Kano, the vigor in which the last 1 week he has worked, coming to Labor Day, was almost every day he had one engagement. From Tuesday 28th, he was busy all through. Press statements, he had to cross to Parliament to defend a project under the Ministry of Gender, which is under him, a World Bank funded project, which he was aiding, and it was taking off. And all the activities on Friday, one of the last activity we did together was when he was supposed to go to Moroto, and we agreed, and he went to have a meeting in Moroto with the chief coordinator of Operation Wealth Creation, and the discussion was on labor issues, but also how do we stop the insurgency of the Karamojong in Lango and Acholi. Because of his expertise in the UPDF operation, they had requested me to release him for at least 1 month to be stationed in Otuke to ensure that the current insurgency in Lango and Acholi by Karamojong is curtailed. And he had already made a program with General Muhoozi, the Minister of State for Internal Affairs, that they were going to camp there to make sure that they deal with that. So you can see the importance that he embodied in the politics of peace and security in this nation. So we'll miss him. It is unfortunate, but may his soul rest in eternal peace. Thank you.